Steve-O says that he was just a trendy poser. And we see that he's now lost his mohawk and shaved his head. He's now working as a lawyer and has a suit on. Now, most people watch the movie and think that he's a poser because he's now a lawyer. And that, like his father, he decided to sell out by buying in. But Steve-O isn't a poser at the end of the movie when he's a lawyer. He's saying is he was actually a poser earlier in the film. And that's because Steve-O was trying to fit into a mold. Before we can go further, we have to talk about how the punk community is really a Venn diagram and that you have three kinds of punks. On one side, we have the people who dress like they're punks. They don't care about ideology, just like the people who we see in the mall at one point, and Steve-O's talking about how they argue about music and that the music doesn't matter. They don't care about mentality or the philosophy of being punk. They want to dress as punks, party as punks, make punk music. And then on the other side, you have those who have the mentality of being punk. To these people, how they dress is not as important as the ideology behind what they are doing. And these are people who consider themselves punks because they have the ideology of dismantling oppressive systems that control people. And they want to promote a society where we are less controlled by our government. And then in the middle, we have a third kind of punk, which we'll get to in just a moment. When we're talking about this group that cares about the ideology of punk, a lot of people, when they think of punk, they think of the term anarchy. So if you go and look at the etymology of the word anarchy, you'll see that it actually was a Greek and then Roman word, which would translate to without ruler. So the core definition of the word anarchy is to live without being ruled over. And then this concept got popularized throughout the years. The concept of anarchy actually evolved from the Enlightenment period and a lot of thinkers who were considered transcendentalists. So you have people who set the stage for that, like Descartes, and then this further continued with people like Locke, Emerson, and Thoreau, who also pushed forward this idea of limited control. And so this term was really to live a life without control and limiting government, except in the case of protecting people's rights. And before we move forward, you need to understand that the term anarchy was co-opted at a certain point and they changed the meaning of it to ruin the potential of what this movement could do to change the world. Now, when a lot of people think of the term anarchy in modern times, they have this idea of destroying things and causing chaos, but that was never the original intention, and that's why I said it had been co-opted. Because when you look at something like anarchy in its original form, it was the idea of stopping unnecessary rule that we're under by governments, the rich, special interest groups. It's the idea that we should have more freedom in our lives without the government telling us what to do, but we still are able to be protected from one another. So it was really about living life with limited control. And we see why that was co-opted, and we live under massive amounts of control now. So on one side, you have this group that are punks because they like this style. And this would be like the people at the mall, or a fair amount of the people that we see at the parties that call themselves punks, but they're really just aesthetic punks because they lack this underlying ideology. They treat it as though punk is a costume. And then this other group of punks, they followed the ideology, which is rooted in dismantling systems of oppression that's enacted by the state. And this is actually why punk music sounds the way it does. The reason that it is rough and people yell and it's not always on tempo and they don't play their instruments in a traditional way is because punk music was a rejection of the idea that you had to be classically trained in order to be a musician, that the working class had to go to school run by the ruling class in order to understand and learn the rules that they have applied to music in order to play the music that they like. And these people who live the ideology, they are being copied by the people who do it for the aesthetics. And then so you have all of these people now who start to play punk music or enjoy it, and they don't enjoy it because of the rejection of these norms or the ideas behind why punk music sounds the way it does. They again wear it as a costume. This is also why you have the aesthetic of the torn up clothing that punks dress in. Originally, it started with people who were ideologically punk. They didn't want to buy into the capitalist agenda of going out and purchasing new clothes, following fashion trends. So instead of going out and buying new clothes, they would repair their clothes. That's why you see a lot of patches in the punk community. And so what started out as them repairing their clothes or letting their clothes fall apart buying them secondhand or letting them become distressed so that you weren't buying into consumerism and capitalism. Now you see that the people who do it purely for the aesthetics and the style, they will go put patches on clothes that don't need patches. People go out and buy a brand new jacket, tear holes in their own clothes so that it looks like the people who are ideological punks. Where a real punk might cut off the sleeves on their t-shirt because it's a hot summer day and they don't have any clothing to accommodate that, the aesthetic poser punks will go buy a shirt that has the sleeves cut off, or they'll buy a brand new one and cut the sleeves off to look like the real punks. Where ideological punks will have the hairstyles they do because they're cutting their own hair, or they cut their hair in a way that rejects social norms, like having a clean cut haircut. People who are aesthetic punks, they'll go get those haircuts so that they look like they're in this community. But then just like Steve-O early in the film, you see that the aesthetic punk, the poser punk, tries to get the biggest hair that they can and colorful so that people will talk about their style, but not what they stand for. And so soon all of these aesthetic punks that are just doing it for the style, they want to start dressing like the ideological punks. And slowly they move back into hyper-consumerism instead of moving away from it. And when you see these aesthetic punks, it always makes me wonder.
It's actually very interesting. That's very poetic. Now, by trying to be a faker, you're doing the opposite. Not in sense of just not just in the sense of like, not just in a sense of like, you know, going against like what it stands for, but also it's just like you're indirectly like kind of just feeding into the thing you're supposed to be going against. Very poetic.
How much money did you have to spend to look like you don't conform? And so they end up spending a bunch of money to look like people who are dressing that way out of necessity or nonconformity. And then this group, they conform to nonconformity, and then they counteract what the real punks are doing. And so you have the people who are doing it for ideology, which are the real punks, and then you have people who are doing it purely for the style, and those are your poser punks. And between these two groups lives a third kind of punk, and that's the kind of punk who does dress like a punk, but they also have the ideology to back it up. And they might still follow trends, like how it became popularized to wear army paraphernalia to protest things like war or the military, but they also have the ideology and the lifestyle that backs that up. They're not just dressing that way, they're actually living this way. And we see a representation of all three of these groups in the film. So we have ideological punks in the movie, and an example of that would be Mike. Mike doesn't dress or act like any of the other punks in the film, but he's arguably the most punk person in the
Mm-hmm. That's the thing, though. Yup. That's the thing, though. Because again, self-expression, right? I always talk about this. Self-expression. If something's about self-expression, you shouldn't have to force yourself to dress a certain way. It should be how you want to dress. You don't need like, you know, you don't got to try to copy them. You don't need the crazy ass hair and shit, you know? It's about dressing how you want to fucking dress, because it's about your sense of self-expression. You know what I'm saying? You are trying to conform in a place where you don't have to conform. That's essentially it. You are conforming. You are trying to conform in a safe space where you don't have to conform. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of stupid. Why are you conforming? You don't have to. You know what I'm saying? If you want to dress up whatever the fuck you want, it's fine. You can dress up, normal. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta dress up all crazy and shit. It's up to you. You make the choice. That's what I think is so interesting. People try so hard to fit in that they literally go against it. You out here buying all these clothes and shit. All right, you're buying all these clothes. Buying all these clothes, spending probably like hundreds of dollars, because listen, I tried looking up certain clothes that I wanted. That shit is expensive. It's just not cheap. But yeah. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you. You don't have to fucking conform. Just be yourself. Be yourself. Holy shit.
The entire movie. He's punk with his ideology, and we see that he gets to act as he wishes to, but lives in both worlds. And he doesn't feel the need to dress like the punks in order to hang out with the punks. Whereas all of the other people think that they need to wear the costume in order to be with the group or have the ideology. And because of this, he gets to hang out with the punks, fight the cops, but he also blends in enough with society. But it's not that he's trying to blend in with society.
That's just how
it's
he
because
is.
he recognizes that your ideology does not dictate the way that you dress, and that an ideological punk can dress any way they want, which is what Steve-O realizes at the end of the film. And that's because people like Mike, they don't have their ideals dictate how they dress. And Mike is someone that actually believes in real ideological change. He actually wants to change the system. And that's why later on in the film, he leaves because he's going to go study biology because he actually wants to help the world and contribute in the way that he thinks
That's
is
actually kinda
best,
inspiring.
which is very punk of him. Because if we have rich people and these corporations that are going around destroying the planet, it is punk to fight back against them by learning science and protecting the environment. And he understands this. And part of the reason that he leaves and decides to stop the punk partying life and move into studying biology so that he can try to help in the way that he thinks is best is because he recognizes that the entire punk lifestyle that we see in the film is designed to make people spin their wheels and not make any meaningful change. And we'll get back to this in a moment. And these aesthetic punks, we see them all throughout the movie. This is the people at the mall who are arguing about if the Sex Pistols or the Ramones was more punk. And just like Steve-O says, who cares? It's music. Because music doesn't dictate how punk you are. Your ideology and the change you make in the world actually dictates how punk you are. We also see that a lot of the people at the parties are also posers, and they're these aesthetic punks because they want to go live the lifestyle of partying, dressing like punks, but not actually living a lifestyle that will change anything. They don't do anything that actually fights the oppression of the state. They're way too focused on the modern version of anarchy that is chaos instead of what anarchy is supposed to be, living life without rule. And so they end up going and buying into capitalism, which oppresses everyone. And so these poser aesthetic punks, they're not just neutral. They actually end up promoting capitalism, promoting the ruling class, and driving oppression of everybody. And because they conform to nonconformity, they're actually undoing the work of the real punk.
Exactly. Yo, that's great. Yo, this is so interesting. What the fuck? They conform to non-conformity. You are conforming in a place where you don't have to fucking conform. You are ruining it. This is low-key interesting. It's fucking poetic as fuck. It is actually poetic as fuck. Right? You are literally like I don't know. It's just kind of like it's actually like what's the word? What's the word I'm thinking of? It's like mind blown. Like, dog, you are literally conforming to nonconformity, which, you're kind of you're doing the opposite shit you're supposed to be doing. You're promoting capitalism instead of promoting, not feeding into capitalism. You're just fucking it up. You're just fucking it up entirely. That's crazy.
All while they're wearing the costume of one. And Steve-O also falls into this poser aesthetic punk group, but we'll get back to that soon. And the third kind of punk, the one that lives in the middle of the Venn diagram, is Bob. These are people that live in the punk mindset, but also have the punk aesthetic and style. And we see that he actually does hate authority and police, and that he doesn't even want a doctor to touch him because a doctor represents this police state that we live under. And it's not that he hates doctors, he hates what they represent, just like he hates what cops represent. He hates what politicians represent. And he opposes this idea of people having power over each other because the oppressive class says that they have that power, not because they inherently do. Bob and people like him cannot and will not fundamentally conform to societal values or the people around him because it represents the oppression that they're all under. And we see that Bob is not in it just for the lifestyle like these poser punks are. He won't even do substances like everyone else in the movie does because they're stuck in a cycle where they're constantly in the state of partying and fallout. Bob makes his own decisions and he lives a simple life. And he has beat up old clothes that don't look like they were purposefully distressed. His clothes look like he had to buy them secondhand and that he's had them for a very long time, as opposed to somebody like Steve-O, who is a rich kid who has really nice clothes. And when he first started dressing punk, he had on a punk suit. And it was created to give the illusion that he was punk. And we see that Bob, although he has a mohawk, he styles it with his own spit. He's not going out and buying wax and hairspray and hair gel to make his mohawk like the other people
gross,
are.
but all right.
Bob looks aesthetically punk because he lives a punk lifestyle, not because he's trying to look punk. Now, all three of these groups in the film, though, do have something in common. And it's that they're doing the punk lifestyle of partying and going to these concerts. Now, there's nothing wrong with going to a party to build community, to celebrate, or to unite and spread ideas, but that's not what these people are doing. They're going to these parties and they're stuck in a cycle of partying. They go out and they listen to music, they party, they complain and use the ideology instead of trying to use the ideology so that they can figure out how to make meaningful change in the world. And then they go fight rednecks. But this cycle is by design. Historically, people who are punks and anarchists before the term was coined and after have made radical change in the world by social action. And since this action is at odds with the capitalist agenda, these rich people and governments have created a system to distract and counteract their movement. And in the movie, we see that the majority of them have been tricked. All they do is party, drink, sleep together, and fight. And there's an endless sea of rednecks being produced on a conveyor belt. And so they exhaust themselves on something that doesn't actually make meaningful change. And fighting these rednecks, while it may feel like they're getting traction in the world, they're not actually stopping the cause of these rednecks. They aren't going upstream to change what's going on, so they'll forever be stuck in this endless cycle that's been created for them, that they should be trying to help break free from their shackles of oppression, because we're all victims of oppression in this system. And this is where Steve-O lives. He floats from party to hookup, to bender, to fight, to bed, rinse and repeat. Because besides dressing like a punk and having the same old conversations over and over about punk ideology, how is he actually a punk? Steve-O wears the clothes, he has a giant colorful mohawk, he lives the lifestyle, so what is he missing? Exactly what Mike went to find. He's missing the part where he changes the things about the world that he doesn't like. Instead of just complaining about them or taking drugs or partying or yelling at his parents. Because we can see that Steve-O criticizes his father for driving a Volkswagen when that was a fascist car. And he, as a Jewish man, is now in a way co-signing that fascism by using a tool of fascists.
I low-key forgot about that. I ain't gonna lie. I low-key forgot Volkswagen. Isn't Volkswagen like a Nazi car or some shit? I looked that up real quick. Let me look that up real quick. Let me look that up real quick. Hey, should I spell this shit?
It's for Life says. Yeah, Volkswagen is a Nazi car.
I'm just curious. I just want to see. I just want to see when was it? Like I just want to know real quick. Yes, Volkswagen was founded by the Nazi German government in 1937 as a state-owned company to create affordable people's car. Adolf Hitler commissioned engineer Ferdinand Porsche to design the car. And the company's name and purpose were rooted in Nazi propaganda. During World War II, the factory was converted for military production. The war was taken over by the British and eventually returned to German control. Damn. Yeah, so it is a Nazi car. How you Jewish driving a Nazi car, bro? That's a good question. You're a rich Jewish man driving a Nazi car. That's kind of crazy.
And while Steve-O criticizes his father, he's all too happy to jump into the car and drive somewhere so his father can buy him lunch. He thinks that he has the ideology, but he doesn't back it up with action at all. And when they trick people into doing this, they in turn counteract what the real ideological punks are actually doing. And these people are only having the conversation to keep the perception that they are not just aesthetic punks, so they talk with no action. And in the movie, when Bob passes away, Steve-O's devastated because he sees that being a punk isn't just an aesthetic. It isn't just a style. The punk lifestyle that Bob is living is a very hard one, and it has major consequences, and there's no guarantees. Steve-O was always detached from this because ultimately, he was just a rich kid putting on a costume. And this commingling of these poser aesthetic punks with the real ideological punks is ultimately what brought Bob down. But in the end, living this partying, aesthetic, punk poser lifestyle allowed people who didn't care about changing the world to infiltrate it with these illegal substances, which ultimately took Bob's life. And that's because these aesthetic punks...
Oh, damn, he overdosed. That's crazy.
Poser punks, they bring down real punks. And that's part of the reason why Mike got out of the lifestyle, because he saw the writing on the wall and where this life of partying and fighting was going to end. And it's a life where he doesn't get to change anything if he's not there. And this is a wake-up call for Steve-O. He never really thought of the consequences of this lifestyle. He put it on as a costume because he thought it made him look cool. And he sees that it's a real danger of people who are actually trying to fight back against the ruling class. And Steve-O didn't understand this. He was a rich kid with wealthy parents who had sold out after their performative hippie days, pretending like they won the war when wars kept happening all the time, and that his business, the car he drove, the lifestyle his father had, all of these things were oppressing people like Bob. And so Steve-O grew up in this bubble that he then went out into the world with. Steve-O realizes that if it had been him that passed away instead of Bob, what did he actually change in his life? What did he do? Nothing. He's all talk and style and no action.
He's all bark, no bite.
And so at the end of the film, Steve-O realizes that he was a poser, that he's wearing a costume and he's not actually living out ideology, because ideology doesn't wear a specific outfit. And that's why we see that he does shave his head and becomes a lawyer at the end. Because just like Mike earlier in the film, he realizes that to be a punk, you don't have to look like a punk. It's about going out and trying to limit abuse and government control. So just like how Mike thought he could do that best with biology, Steve-O realizes that he can become a lawyer and start fighting against the system by learning their rules and beating them at their own game. So at the end of the film, when Steve-O says that he was a poser, he doesn't mean he's a poser now as a lawyer.
Then.
He means he was a poser back then, when he was trying to dress and act like a punk. He didn't do what his father did, which was selling out by buying in. He found a way to try to beat the system from the inside, which is actually the most punk thing he does in the entire film. I want to thank you guys all so much for watching this. Please let me know in the comments what you think of this video and the movie.
Low-key inspiring. What the fuck? Actually inspiring as fuck. The reason why the movie wasn't about Chestnut growing up and finding out he didn't. And Bob was going up. Doesn't matter how you wear your hair, it's what's inside your head. The scene where Bob is found dead by Steve is unbelievably gut-wrenching, and Matthew learns. All I know is only posers die, Bob. We'll rent free in my head. We used to have a saying, we talked about posers. I'm so metal, I look like all my friends. Not a fun, but it's one of the best movies I've ever seen. Love everything about it. It's amazing. Sean Brayton is wrong. That was the best breakdown I've ever heard. It was perfect. This is what a real fan of the movie and Punk to understand when they get older. That's why this movie is such a classic. You can watch it at a stage in your life, understand it. Go, this really about it. You got more different within this and different outside of it. That's very interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Loki very interesting. It's so ironic, right? It's so fucking ironic. It's so fucking ironic how like I don't know. I just find it crazy that you would fucking try to conform in a place where you're open to do like show represent yourself as much as you want. I just find that really weird. Like it's mind baffling. It's like dog. It's like going into a restaurant, right? It's like going into a restaurant, or not a restaurant. It's more like going like let's say you go into like McDonald's, right? It's like going into McDonald's and you see like every fucking kid with a Happy Meal. Or you see all these kids with Happy Meals, and you're like, oh, you know, what? I'm gonna get a Happy Meal, even though you're like a grown ass man. Like, nah, bro, you don't need to fucking get a Happy Meal. Get yourself a fucking, you know what I'm saying? Get yourself a fucking quarter pounder or some shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta like who? No one told them to get up to your head saying, oh, nah, bro, you gotta buy chicken nuggets. You gotta buy chicken nuggets like everybody else. No, it's a restaurant. You go, it's your money. You can buy whatever the fuck you want with your damn money. Like, that's why I don't know. I find that fucking weird as fuck. I find it extremely fucking weird. But I don't know. Loki very inspiring. But also I don't know. Today I've been doing a lot of like I don't know. Today I feel like I'm doing a lot of fucking this introspection kind of. I don't know. Today was a pretty calm day. And I was really just sitting in my bed just thinking like, yo, you know, cuz I'm still looking I'm still looking for a new job. And I was like low key, I could originally I was going to go for like pharmacy, and then I was like, yeah. I'm like, then I started thinking to myself, I'm like, dog, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's not really me. Because you didn't know, I don't know if I told y'all. I don't know if I told y'all, but I never chose out of my own volition to go into pharmacy. I never really gave a shit about it. I mean, it's good. Is it a good job? Yeah, it's good to help out, community and not. But I didn't choose it. At that point, I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do. So my dad kind of just chose for me, and that's what I did. And I at that point I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I had no clue what the fuck I wanted to do. And he was like, well, if you don't make a decision, he's gonna have to choose for me. And today I was like, yo, do I really want to do I really want to do this? Because even like right now, the other day, because my family's trying to help me, like they're just giving me like advice and shit like that. And my uncle gave me like he sent me like this application thing. It's like some language learning shit. So I could work in the government or some shit. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? And that's what it made me really think. It made me really think. I was just like, yo, I've been sitting here thinking, I'm like, dog, what is if I'm gonna get a job, it has to be something that I'm really, really passionate about. And this entire time, you know, this entire time, I've just been letting, everybody else choose for me and like try to like choose for me, because originally after my dad chose pharmacy for me, I was gonna do environmental science because in case you didn't know, if it isn't obvious enough, I do care about the fucking environment. We kind of need air to live, right? You know what I'm saying? On this blue trap bubble, we need oxygen, or else you're gonna fucking die, right? So I was gonna do environmental science, and I told my dad, I was like, yo, low-key, I want to do environmental science, because I care about the environment. And which I don't know, it still pisses me off to this day. He basically said that I'm taking the easy way out, which I don't know whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. But basically, I'm guessing he was saying like, oh, why aren't you taking anything like fucking, I don't know, like a harder job? He's saying like the job is easy, which that's mad disrespectful. First of all, that's disrespectful as fuck. Because there's people in environmental science who work their ass off. You know what I'm saying? And like trying to reduce it to like yo, oh, like say, like, oh, your job is so easy. You're taking the easy way out. Like that's like imagine like okay, like whatever job you have right now. Imagine like someone came up to you and was like, oh, you got that job. Oh, you took the easy way out. You should have did my job. My job is much more hard. Like, don't you see how that comes off? Like, I don't know. It just seems a little bit disrespectful. So I was obviously pissed off about that shit. I was obviously pissed off about that shit. And it wasn't until I want to say, was it around that time? I think that was when I was actually done with high school. I think either I was done with high school or I was like getting close to like finishing up high school. And it wasn't until do I want to say college? It wasn't until college where, I started getting interested in like, like the like world issues, like, you know, shit like fucking, making sure people, have food, like right now, how everybody's fucking starving. You know, people having houses to live in because you kind of need that. You kind of need heat, especially now. Like it's about to go towards winter. Everybody's gonna be cold as fuck. You know, I was interested in that type of shit, like social justice shit. Can't talk. Um, and you know, I was like, yo, low key. I kind of, I was like, I was realizing I'm like, yo, I'm kind of into this shit. I kind of care a lot about it. And on my college campus, there was this event where I guess it was like, I guess it was like kind of like social shit. It was kind of like people like I guess like talking. I think it was different topics. I think one of the topics was like about like black people, you know, and like you know, I forgot specifically about, but it was some shit about black people, something to do with like, you know, how how like fucking our communities are like, getting like are like in horrible condition, because of the government and shit like that. And I went to every single event, by the way. I think they had like 3 or 4 events, and I even talked at one. You know, I talked because I was nervous as fuck, by the way, because I don't obviously I don't talk. You know, I was giving my 2 cents, and I went to every single fucking event. And now looking back on it, that should have been the sign. Like, yo, low key, it might be for me. You know, and the thing is, right? My my parents, I don't know if I necessarily told them. I forgot. I don't even know. I can't remember if I told them or not. But I remember telling them that I think I wanted to do that type of stuff, and they were like, "Oh, now you can't. You got to go into healthcare. You got to go into healthcare because it's a job where you'll always have pay and shit like that. Like they basically said like that shit it's not gonna pay you well. And now that now that I'm on here, obviously with a channel fucking talking about this shit, I'm like, yo, fuck it. I probably won't go into pharmacy. I want to do like social justice shit. I can't talk. Social justice shit. I want to do that type of stuff. So literally all day I've been filling out job applications for like just different places, different orgs and shit. See if I can get hired. Cause yo, I'm telling you, I feel like I'd low-key get hired. If they heard the way I talk, if they heard the way my mind works and how I talk, bro, I'd fucking get the job. I feel like I definitely would get the fucking job. And the thing is, right, when you are like, you're like when you really care about something, they can that's other people can tell when you really care about something, when you're actually passionate about it. And that's something I'm mostly passionate about, If I'm gonna fucking work a 9 to 5, I want to work a 9 to 5 is something I'm actually passionate about. That's just how I want to go about it. So that's what I was doing today. And it's rare that I felt like a drive. That's how I know I actually care about it. Because even look, I changed. If you couldn't tell in my background, I changed my background a little bit. So I was like, let me go towards a more like punk style background. And also, by the way, I was listening to like some let me show y'all. I was looking for some royalty free music. Because I mostly listen to like alternative rock because I like alternative rock a lot. But I was like, I'm like shit. Let me just listen to the music, see if I like it. It's like some chill. It's like some chill. I'm gonna have to turn this down. Hold on. I don't know how loud this is gonna be. I just put like actually no, this might not be it. I just put like some chill, like I don't know, was it indie rock or was it like chill punk music? It's supposed to be sad, but I don't know. I just prefer like the more chill fucking shits. And I was doing I put it in the background, and low-key, I don't know, bro. It's a fucking vibe. Oh, this isn't it. Let me see. But low-key, I was mad productive today listening to this shit. I'm like, yo, I kind of fuck with it. Now turn the volume up. Yeah, that's a little bit too loud, I think. Let me see. I shouldn't get copyrighted for this. This is royalty free, so I shouldn't get copyrighted for this. Let me see. Where's my favorites? If I can find it. Okay, I might use this as background music in my videos. I don't know. Or like, yeah, I might use background music in the video. Not this one, obviously. I mean, I could use this one. I think it's this one. Nah, this shit is chill as fuck. Like, this definitely shit I'd probably use in my in the background. Like, I could have this as background music, right? I don't know if it's too loud. It was over my. I don't think it's over my voice. But yeah. Like, I don't know. This shit chill as fuck. But I don't know. I'm like since I want to go all in with this type of stuff. I was thinking like should I make videos just like talking about random topics? I don't know if I do it on stream. Cause the thing is, right, I don't know if I want to make like a script. Like if I make my own script of like what I want to talk about or like topics I want to hit, is make a video. I don't know. I know if I besides like the gaming videos, if I do like, maybe like one or two just I don't know, like small videos, just like if I'm gonna like my first one, if I'm gonna do my first one, I kind of want it to be like I feel like I definitely do self-expression as one, because that's just one I'm really passionate about. 'Cause I don't know. It just pisses me off like when people like try to police how the fuck you want to show yourself. Like now, if I think that person is ugly as fuck, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Like I think people should be able to dress how they want. Now, if they look ugly as fuck, that's my opinion. They should still be allowed to do it. 'Cause if everybody looked exactly the same, that'd be boring as fuck. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I don't know if I didn't know if I want to do it on stream. I might have to get like a piece of paper. Cause I don't know. I got work in the morning, so I wasn't even sure if I'd really play anything, or if I'd just be like chilling. Right now, I'm kind of like in a chill mood right now. I'm in like, what's it called? I'm in a very introspective mood. So like, I don't know. I might make a poll. I mean, I'm still gonna do it, but I want to make a poll. See, I don't know if I'll do it on YouTube or I'll do it on Discord, and just see how many people are even interested. I probably will do it regardless because it's just a me thing. But I just am curious to see how many people actually fucking care. I mean, I can make notes. Let me see. Hold on. I told you I'm a very spontaneous person. I'm very spontaneous. Let me see. Where's my notepad? Where's my notepad? So hold on, this shit's repeating. Okay, hold on. Can I how do I show? Can I show my notepad? Hey, but look at my background. Look how cool my background looks. See, this is definitely. See, you know what's cool? Doing this shit will definitely get the bad people off my fucking channel, or it'll keep bad people away from my fucking channel. 'Cause I already know there's gonna be some fucking fake ass dudes into my fucking channel. Now they'll be like, oh shit, he has this shit on his channel? Oh nah, I'm saying the fuck away. It's kind of like how people shoot gunshots to keep the rent low. That's what I gotta do. Okay, hold on. We're gonna do this right now. I'm gonna make bullet points. Y'all can help out if you want to. I might do a Sonic Crossroad tier list later. I was thinking about doing that since Troy wanted me to do it. I'll do the fucking just courses, which I mean they're probably all gonna be relatively close. It's more so which ones are easier to bag on. Let me see. I'm gonna have to show screen. Okay, we're gonna do this.
Rieko-san says, Howsy, what's up?
Yo, what's up, Mocha? Yeah. God damn. Yeah. Fucking hair on my damn tongue.
NCLMAO says, hi.
Bro, y'all just spawned at the exact same time. That's crazy. But hope y'all doing good. Hope y'all enjoying your day. I can't show my notes. Why can't I show my notes?
Rieko-san says, finna get home from work.
Oh, you're getting off work right now? Oh, this I can show my notepad. Hold on, let me show my notepad. I think this should work. Hold on.
Rieko-san says. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can't show my notepad. Oh, this shit is not working. Let me show my notepad. Let me see this shit. Hold on. It will not let me show my notepad. Light tracks, notepad. Fuck it, we're just gonna do this. I have to just show screen. Alright, where's my show screen shit? Actually, hold on. Did I try window capture? I don't think I tried window capture. Let me try that real quick. I didn't try that. I'll probably have to full screen it. That's probably why. There, I have to full screen it. Alright. I had to full screen it. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna shrink this a little bit. It's like taking too much space. Alright. Loki, I might need ChatGPT to help me organize this shit. That's a little bit too small. Make it like a little bit bigger. Alright. I actually might need ChatGPT. Okay, how are we gonna start this off? How am I gonna start this off? What do I think is most important? Actually, no. I need ChatGPT to help me start this off. Hold on. I need to help start this shit off. What the fuck? Music stop. Fuck. Hold on.
Only the baddest of the bad can get in. You need to have muscles. You need to have muscles on your muscles. You need to have muscles on your eyeballs. Ew.
Okay. Let me ask ChatGPT. Where is it? Let me ask it. I'm trying to make a video on my channel about the importance of self-expression. I want...
You're next.
That was a close one.
Welcome back.
That was a closer one.
Welcome back.
I want to make bullet points that are important to address. Can you help me with that? Let me see what it says.
This track is called Donkey Dick, bro.
Riekosen just redeemed for life Donkey Dick map.
Moko, aren't you driving? Make sure you're about to get off work. I said, I ain't know you ain't spamming these damn shits while you're driving. You ain't trying to. You already messed up your damn car. You ain't or no, you didn't mess up your car. Your car already got messed up. You ain't got to mess up your car again. These bullet points are structured to guide your video script, starting with introduction to the concept, moving into the core benefits, and ending with practical applications. They draw and from psychological insights and tie into punk-inspired ethos.
He'll make it. He can still 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 make it.
Riekozen just redeemed. He can still make it.
What self-expression means in every day. Explain it as authentically sharing thoughts, feelings. Okay. Why it matters in a conformist world. Okay, so the first one, what self-expression means, what it means in every day. Yeah, this is hard as fuck. It's harder than I thought. I thought it would be pretty easy for me. Okay, so let me just write this down. Can I change? I did. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to read this shit. This shit gonna be mad as gonna be small shit. I cannot spell. What the fuck? Why is it doing that? I can't spell. Okay. All right. I don't know if y'all fucking see that shit. But I can see it. But if I can read it from my screen, y'all can see it. What it means in every day. Did it give examples? Authentically sharing thoughts, feelings, and authentically sharing thoughts, feelings, and identity through realities. Yeah. I guess it's just. I don't know how to describe it. It's mostly just like. It's kind of just. Doing stuff your own way, you know?
Metal Face X657 says, yo.
Hey, Metallica Night. I'm trying to think. I guess it means like. Okay, let me just say this. It means. What's the word I want to use? It's like displaying, expressing. I'm gonna say. It means authentically. I don't know if I spelled it right. I say through creativity, such as art. Yeah, music is a good example. Writing's a good example. Yeah, because I would say it would mean authentically expressing yourself.
NCLMAO says, is working out a good example?
Of self-expression? No. At least I wouldn't think so. How's that expressing yourself? Working out. Because self-expression has to do with creativity. It's being creative the way you want to be creative, basically.
NCLMAO says, there's creative ways to build muscle.
Creative ways to build muscle. I mean, I get what you're trying to say. Like, it's the same way. Like, you don't have to go to a gym to work out. You can work out in your fucking room. You can do like crunches in your room. You could do like, you could I don't know. You could fucking lift your heavy ass TV if you got one of them old ass TVs that weigh like fucking 10 tons.
NCLMAO says, exactly what I'm saying.
I feel like it's a better example. Like, because if I just put working out, people are gonna be like, huh? They'll be like, working out. I feel like it's a better example. But you're not wrong. But I think there's a better example. So I'm like, that's a little bit. It falls a little bit far from the tree, if you get what I'm saying.
NCLMAO says, nah, I get it.
I could say clothes. That's a huge one. Yeah, that's good. That's a good start. That's a good start. How do I want to add on to it? What's the word I usually use? Yeah, I remember the word. I don't know if I'm spelling it right. Whatever. Fuck it. I'll clean it up later. I'm probably spelling it wrong. Fuck.
North Carolina _ LMAO just redeemed Daisy Moan.
Okay. Okay, it's not a bad start. Okay, so the question was what self-expression means in everyday. It means authentically expressing yourself through creativity such as art, music, writing, or the clothes you wear, space, but you proofread. Wear without worrying what others might think, even if you stand out. It means unapologetically being yourself regardless of the mainstream. Make that better. All right. We're cooking a little bit. We're cooking a little bit. We're cooking. Okay, this is kind of fun. I don't know. I like using my brain. I like using my noggin. It's kind of fun. I forgot what type of personality am I? Am I like an Ian? What? No. What the type of personality shit am I? I'm thinking I'm like the logical thinker type personality, whatever.
NCLMAO says. All the Crossworlds baggers took offense to you saying you love to use your brain.
Because they're all monkeys, bro. They don't have a brain. Their brains are like the size of acorns. They don't fucking know how to fucking use their head. Let me see if I can find it. My personality is INTP. What does that stand for? Let me ask. Hold on. What is an INTP personality? An INTP personality defined by the Myers-Briggs type indicator stands for introversion, intuition, thinking, and perceiving. INTPs are introspective, analytical, and flexible thinkers who are deeply curious about understanding the complex concepts and theories. They prefer solitude to recharge, favor theoretical ideas over concrete facts. They make decisions based on logic rather than emotions, and like to keep their options open. Yup. Yo, this literally me, bro. Yo, that's literally me. I'm fucking. I don't like choosing shit, bro. That's why I said I can't make anything concrete because I'm too spontaneous. It says key traits include being quiet, reserved, and thoughtful with a richer inner world, focused more on ideas than social interactions.
NCLMAO says, I wonder what I am.
And I think you gotta take the Myers-Briggs personality test or some shit. It says they enjoy solving problems, analyzing systems, and thinking abstractly. While they may struggle to express emotions and can appear emotionally detached, they are loyal and affectionate to close friends. They're independent, imaginative, and have strong desire for intellectual exploration and original ideas. They tend to have a low tolerance for routine and small talk.
It's for life says. Who?
What do you mean who? Who what? You can't just say who. Profound conversation. Famous INTPs include Albert Einstein. Yo, let's go. I have the personality of Albert Einstein. Yo, explains
It's
everything.
for life says. Who are y'all talking about? NCLMAO says. Who?
Who you talking about? I'm talking about me. Who else will I be talking about? Me, myself, and I.
It's for life says. Of course, self-centered, arrogant bastard.
I'm not self-centered. That's you. Because you always be begging for my damn attention, alright?
NCLMAO says.
You always be begging for my damn attention.
Nigga, my girl looks identical to Albert Einstein. My girl looks just like Albert Einstein. It's for life says.
I'm not self-centered.
I'm not self-centered.
Looks into the visible camera. Looks into the visible camera. INTPs make up about 3% of the Bro, I'm 3% of the What the fuck?
NCLMAO says. I feel like I'm a little self-centered, just a little. For life is just grr. NCLMAO says. That's his personality, it's just
right,
raw.
yup. Bro got the Kratos personality. Bro got the young, no, not Kratos, the young Kratos. He got the young Kratos personality, bro. Bro is mad. Bro is just mad as fuck 80% of the time. That's crazy. INTPs make up about 3% of the general population, being more common in men.
NCLMAO says. YN Kratos.
Young nigga Kratos, yup. That's for life. That's for life. And concept logic. But yeah, that definitely fits me, bro. Literally, this fit me to a fucking T. All right, back on topic. Yeah. I'm basically have the same personality type as Albert Einstein. I make up 3% of the population. I'm a part of the 3% actually. Yep, I like thinking. I'm a very introspective person. Why it matters? Okay, let me do the second question. This is both one part. I might have to, let me see. Why it matters in Why it matters to come behind expressing something leads to isolation, emotional buildup. I guess, yeah. I guess lack of self-expression makes you feel kind of isolated. I mean, I don't know. Is isolation the right word? I feel like lack of self-expression would make you feel uncomfortable. I would imagine it's similar to like trying to think. Give me a second.
NCLMAO says. Also, music was a smart pick from you, not only for the obvious reasons of what style of music you make, but also how you make the music, like May program shit while other niggas will physically play something.
Was it a smart pick from you, not only for the obvious reasons of what style of music you make, but also how you make the music? Like me, I program shit while other niggas play something. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. There's different ways to make music. Music is very broad. Music is very broad. You can make music, nigga. Back in middle school, people used to be pencil tapping, bro. I know y'all remember. I know older, slightly older adults knew back in the day when pencil tapping used to be the talk of the street, right? The talk of the halls, right? Y'all be sat at the lunch table. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sit at the lunch table, eating your lunch. Then all of a sudden, you know, they bring pens and pencils and you just start making beats. That's music. That's music. I don't know all the youngins understand. But I was there. I was there back in those days, right? Back in the olden days, before pre-COVID. Where literally our table at lunch used to get in trouble because we used to be pencil tapping. They'd have like pencil tapping offs where they'd be making beats against each other to see who could do it better. That shit was fire as fuck, yo. No one, okay, hold on, Loki, real quick. Let me just hold on.
NCLMAO says. Saw this nigga on YT who was try-harding the pencil tap 808 beats like an actual sweat.
Yeah, bro. Hold on. I'm about to find one. What? Hold on. Yeah, I don't realize know about this shit, bro. I didn't realize know about this shit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. 7, 8. 8. 8. 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yo, this used to go crazy, dog.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yo, holy yo. I'm telling you, bro, that's just pencils in your fucking hand, bro. It's just pencils in a fucking table. That's what I'm saying. Music is broad as fuck.
It's for life says. Pencil tapping, oh yes, that was back in the day. I remember when the schools outlaw that shit.
Yo, you see how they fucking crack down on black excellence? You see this shit? But I bet you it was the black schools too who used to be doing this shit. Because my table, we are all fucking black, and we had a white principal. He come and be like, stop tapping on the damn table.
Metalface X657 says,
Stop tapping on the table.
haven't seen that in a long time.
And guess what? We didn't fucking listen to his ass. As soon as he walked away, I went right back to that shit. You see?
It's for life says. Not just that charter schools were doing this too.
Like, they really cracking down on fucking talent. This is talent. Whether you like it or not, this is fucking talent. Bro, only real niggas remember pencil tapping. Oh shit, go back. Bro.
1 minute, a pen tapping. Okay. 1 week, a pen tapping.
Rieko-san says, my school did that too.
1 month, a pen tapping.
Ooh.
1 year, a pen tapping.
Rieko-san says, I
1
used to
minute,
be
a
so
pen
good at
tapping.
pen tapping, not
Okay.
anymore.
Nah, Moki, get back on that shit, bro. Get back in the studio. Go do that shit again.
1 week, a pen tapping.
Go back in the studio. Get your ass back in there. Yo.
NCLMAO says, that's dead ass the one I watched, bro.
Yo. Bro, oh my, I could watch these for hours. Like, look at this shit, yo. Oh my fucking god. Yo, the fact that schools try to crack down on this shit, bro, this is talent, bro. This is literally talent. This is raw, unfiltered talent. You cannot deny that that's fucking talented as fuck. Making music with literally just 2 pens and a fucking table in your fucking hands? Bro!
You ready to show us something?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, we paying attention.
Right.
Yo, that's so fucking sick.
Wow!
Thank you.
You ready?
Yo, this kid is cracked the fuck out, bro. I know the niggas in this school, yo. I know this dude used to have the whole school going crazy doing this shit during lunch. Yo, oh my god.
All right, go.
What was this? 12 years ago.
Yo, you be mad bored, that ass, yo. What the fuck? Hey. Can I get a pencil? That's me, nigga.
Alright.
Oh yeah. Alright, Lago, your
Get the
turn.
Windex.
Yo, Lago.
Alright, yo, it's your turn. Now just play.
Just do anything. This is going on YouTube. I don't care. So you're just gonna embarrass yourself right now? I'm not doing anything.
bad. Yeah, bro gave up. I would have gave up too, bro. You should have just gave up. Oh my god. That was 12 years ago. When was this? 2 years ago? This guy still doing this 2 years ago? 15 years ago. God damn, I'm old. Oh my god, bro. God damn. Okay, people still doing this 4 months? God damn. Most of this shit's like fucking like damn near 15 years ago. Oh, I'm old. Oh my fucking god. All right. Okay. Got sidetracked again. Back to the shit. But yeah, music is very fucking broad. Music is very fucking broad. All right, what the fuck was it? Why it matters in a conformist world. How do I want to explain this? Oh, okay, I remember what I was saying now. I was saying, you know, not being able to like express yourself. I would assume, I'm not entirely sure, this might be a stretch. But I would assume it's not exactly similar, but kind of similar to like people whose sex at birth doesn't match with their gender. Cause it's kind of like, okay, it's like, for example, right? Imagine you're a dude, right? And let's say to go to your school, you have to wear like fucking, like, I don't know. You had to wear like a fucking dress or something, or you had to wear like ugly ass Skechers to school that you obviously didn't like. You know what I'm saying? If you were getting forced to wear it, like, you know what I'm saying, you'd feel a certain way. Like you'd feel kind of like uncomfortable. You'd feel like irritated, probably annoyed. You know? That's what I would imagine it's kind of like. So, I don't know where this. Okay, let me look at this shit again. Oh, it can lead to emotional buildup. That's true. Okay, so that kind of ties into what I was saying. So I could kind of dig into like why it leads to emotional buildup. I could say lack of self Like self-expression can lead to emotional it can lead to emotional buildup. It can lead to emotional buildup. It can lead to emotional buildup. How do I want to tie it into it? I'm trying. Like example. Trying to think.
Rieko-san says. WTD anyways.
What the fuck does WTD means? Olga, see, you know how to speak every damn language, but you can't type. What the fuck? You gonna get deported. You gonna get deported because you don't know
Rieko-san says.
what you're doing.
WYD.
A project, a personal project. That's what I'm doing. Well, actually, I can emphasize on this part. I can
Rieko's and Just Redeemed lost.
The pressure on lack of self-expression can lead to emotional buildup. I could say, like, for example, is it this? Is how you spell doesn't? Hell no. What the fuck was I thinking? That? Okay, no. That's not how it works. Just looking at it, I knew that shit was fucking wrong. I forgot the H. That's why you proofread. Wearing closer in fashion that doesn't fit. What did I say before? What did I say before? I said irritated, annoyed. I guess frustrated. It said isolated. Oh, actually, let me ask you why it said isolated. How can I make you feel isolated? Let me ask you, how does lack of self-expression lead to feeling isolated? I just want to know. I'll put it down if it makes sense. When people suppress or hide their true thoughts, feelings, or identity, they create emotional distance from others. Really? Suppress or hide their true thoughts, feelings, or identity, they create emotional distance from others. Oh, this limits genuine connection as others never get to know the real person behind them. So it feels like you're wearing a mask. Oh, I get it. That's how you, because no one truly knows the real you. Okay, see? You see? That low-key makes sense. That actually makes sense. It's like you're wearing a mask. You're not being your true self. Persona? I had to, I'm sorry. Is that a fucking Persona reference? Yeah, it makes sense. Not expressing yourself reduces opportunities for social interaction, to engage meaningfully with others and build relationships. Okay, so I want to change my shits now. I would say like it has better, like Invisible is a good one. Yeah, it's better. It can make you. Well, I could do this. I could say it makes you feel these things. All right. It can make you irritated, annoyed, or frustrated. People don't know the real you. As if wearing that's good. All right. Depression or lack of a self-expression can lead to emotional buildup. For example, wearing clothes or a certain fashion that doesn't fit your style or vibe can make you irritated, annoyed, or frustrated from feeling like people don't know the real you, as if you're wearing a mask. All right, that's kind of good. Not bad. That's not bad. That's a lot of questions. Why does it matter? Okay. Embracing and fosters resilience and personal freedom. I guess I could see how it fosters resilience. Yeah, because it could foster resilience. It could foster resilience by I don't know. I guess I don't know how to explain. I don't know how to, that's the thing about me. I don't know how to articulate myself that well. Or at least it takes me a while to figure out how I want to articulate myself. I could say it fosters resilience by making you. I guess it teaches you. I guess it could teach you to, like, you know, again, it teaches you to, you know, be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, when you are used to being yourself, you don't feel like you have to, like, you feel like you don't have to, like, hide. You know, you don't have to hide certain things. You know. You don't feel like you have to, like, and also you get, I guess, you know, you slowly start adapting to, like, people, like, trying to, like, make fun of you, you know, because in life, that's bound to happen. You're gonna have people that fucking, you know, or at least in your younger years, I don't know about adulthood, but especially, like, in your younger years, there's gonna be people who make fun of you, you know, being yourself and whatnot. So I feel like, let me just ask. Let me see if I'm on the right track, because I think I'm on the right track. Imposters. Expressing feelings through art, writing, and music helps process and release pent-up emotions. This emotional clarity reduces stress and prevents overwhelming feelings from building up. What overwhelming feelings? Releasing pent-up emotion through self-expression can include anger, frustration. Instead of bottling up rage and expressing it through music, this one's not in a healthy way. I guess that makes sense. I guess, yeah, because writing is self-expression. So, like, you know, like, if you're angry, you know, writing out, you know, I guess, like, writing out or making music, you know, writing or making music is a healthy way of. It's a healthy way of expressing yourself without, like, you know, hurting others or hurting yourself. I get what it means now. I'm not. So I guess I was. Well, let me see. I think I took a different direction. I was just like being yourself. After a certain while, you just learn. Because I mean, yeah, when you learn to be yourself, at a certain point, you just give less of a fuck about what other people think, right? Like, I guess I can kind of understand that, right? I guess I could kind of understand it, because like, even like, for example, like, what's a good example? I would say like, you know, me like at the beginning of like this channel, I guess that would be like kind of like a good example, because you know, because like in the beginning it was kind of just like, it was kind of like, it was kind of like, I guess it was kind of like trying to like read a room, right? It's kind of like dipping. It's kind of like dipping your toe in like the cold pool water. If that makes any sense, right? It's less of you trying to like be yourself, and it's more of you trying to read the room and trying to act accordingly to how the room feels. You know, just like how you like. It's kind of like how you check the temperature of like before you step into the shower. You have to like check the water temperature. It's kind of like that. If that makes any fucking sense. But I guess like over time, I don't know. I guess I just became comfortable enough to just not really give a shit what people think. Kinda. You know. And even like the whole like you know, I guess the whole Renoy situation also is a good example, because like, you know, it was, cause I mean, yeah, it actually is a really good example actually, right? Because basically it was me changing myself, it was me changing my channel and changing myself for somebody else, which that should never be the case, right? That should never be the case. You know what I'm saying? It's my channel. If I want to put certain Gooner material on my damn channel, I'm gonna fucking do it, all right? You know, it's my channel. I run it the way I want to fucking run it. If you got a problem with that shit, the door's right there. You can fucking leave. But yeah, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot how to stand on business. But yeah. Okay, so let me do this. Allowing. No. As individuals channeling or releasing emotion. I guess no, it's more like releasing emotion. Okay, is channeling a good word? I guess channeling and releasing pent-up emotions. That sounds good. That sounds kind of good. Yeah, that sounds good. I was just proofreading it. I don't want to add on to it. I think that's good. Let me see. I'm trying to see. Thanks for deepening the awareness, personal value. True. Self-expression, I guess it does kind of like, it does help you, it does help you find out what you value. That's true. Let me see. I spelled that completely wrong. All right. That's pretty good. Okay, so I put depression or lack of self-expression can lead to emotional buildup. For example, wearing clothes or certain fashion that doesn't fit your style or vibe can... What the fuck? Mackle can make you irritated, annoyed, or frustrated from feeling like people don't know the real you, as if you're wearing a mask. Allowing self-expression to flourish can lead to individuals channeling and releasing pent-up emotions in healthy way. In a healthy way. Unapologetically displaying your authentic self can help build up confidence and self-esteem against challenges or adversity that might go against how you express yourself. Anything else I want to add? I think I could add like one more point. Actually, I don't need to make it too long. So I answered white mask brings from Discuss how self-expression acts as a cathartic release. I kind of already did that. I kind of did the psychological aspect of it. We still skip that one. I kind of did that too. Or articulating feeling builds clarity and coping skills. I did do that. I did self-esteem. Build self-esteem and confidence. Know That creative acts such as into avatars and extreme overlays validate one's worth. Social relational impacts foster deep connections. I could definitely do that. That one I didn't really touch on yet. All right. Good. Before I start the shit, let me go get water real quick. I'm fucking thirsty as shit before I start. I've been... I'm partially talking to myself, because I don't know. That's just how I think. I talk to myself. Even though technically I'm talking to y'all, I'm also talking to myself. That's just how I think. Yes, I water. Nice and icy cold. Ugh. Is it raining outside? Can't tell if it's raining outside or not. Alright, I got my water. Got my water. So far this has been going pretty good. Sorry if I'm yapping a lot. I mean, I know the point is supposed to be yapping, but like, you know, that's the point. That's why I'm recording. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm supposed to be entertaining. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be yapping. But I don't know. Maybe y'all like me yapping. I don't know. I haven't heard anybody say they don't like me yapping, so I guess I'm gonna keep yapping then. That's just how I think. I fucking talk to myself too much. That's just how I organize my thoughts. Loki, when I make this a video, when I make this a video, what I the fuck? What I might do is the fuck? Hold on a second. What's my shit? Let me see something real quick. Hold on. Okay. I don't know why my shit. I don't know why I keep doing the eye tracking is fucking weird. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that was about. All right. Whenever I look at the camera, it thinks my eyes are closed. Whatever. I don't know why it thinks my eyes are fucking closed. Let me move this shit down. Down a little bit. Why's my head covered? What the fuck? Oh my god, am I really dealing with this right now? There we go. That's much better because I moved my camera slightly. I don't know why it does that. Yeah, what was I saying? I was saying when I make this a video, if I start making videos like these where I just start talking about random shit, I don't know. It mostly just be like, I don't know. It'd probably be like my own like. I don't want to say like I mean, I guess it kind of is like a diary. But the thing is, like, it's not like a secret because I mean, y'all could watch it. Is this more like a journal? Kind of. I don't know. Maybe people find it interesting. Most people find my thinking process pretty interesting. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when I'm done with this shit. I still have to. I don't know. I still have to like fucking make this video. I don't know how long. I don't know how long it's gonna be. I'll try to make it less than 30 minutes. But knowing that I fucking yap so much, good chance I'll probably go over 30 minutes. But we'll see. We'll fucking see. Let me see. Fuck, I lost it. I fucking lost it. Fuck. Okay, what was I on? It's the fucking okay. Now sharing authentic stories. Find this. Yeah, okay. Sharing stories of self-expression. Like what? Sharing stories about self-expression or sharing stories? Authentic stories. I think the things right. I don't get it. Also, why did music stop? Fuck. What the fuck? Why did it stop? Why the fuck did it stop? What's this? Oh, fuck, I didn't mean to click on it. Go back. fuck. Yeah, so I was like, explain how sharing authentic stories. Yeah, so sharing authentic stories about what? Sharing authentic stories can cover a wide range life struggle and challenges, identity, self-discovery. Oh, yeah. Okay, I get it. I get what it meant. Okay. Combats loneliness. Okay, I got it. I understand it now. I need the clarification. Okay, I got it now. I got it now. Is this a word, oneself? I'm just gonna leave that there. It sounds fancy, so I'm gonna leave it there. How to spell that shit? Sharing a thing, authentic. How do I want to add on to this? trying to think. How do I want to add on to this? Okay, I got it. Got that entirely wrong. Is that a good way to word it? Their sense of self? I spelled that wrong. No, I didn't. I lied. I lied. See, y'all thought I got it wrong, but I didn't. Yeah, this is good so far. I'm just stuck. What the fuck is going on? What the hell? Camera being weird. Mm. Sorry I was so quiet. I was locking in. I didn't want to lose my fucking idea. Mm-mm. Okay, I kind of did the wrong shit. Did I do the wrong shit? I guess that fits with the foster deeper connections. I guess this would, so this next one is promotes empathy and challenges norms. A diverse. Oh. Let me see, let me ask. Okay, now I get it. Yeah, I need a little bit of help. Just like coming up with like how to explain it. Trying to think. I'm almost done. all this shit wrong. God damn, I can't spell. I did not notice that. That was already at the beginning. I didn't notice that. Look at all this hard work. Really wrote down all this shit. Can't spell for shit. God damn. Okay, that's really good. Oh God. Fucking knees. Okay, I might have to stretch for a second. God damn. Okay, I think I'm almost done. Big ass paragraph.
Rieko-san says. Link.
What is this?
Rieko-san says. This is absolutely sick. Disturbing.
Let me see.
Rieko-san says. AI, especially ChatGPT, def demonic ashi.
Alright, let's go. And passing away, calling your brother. Alright. Calls you like about like he found Jesus. God was talking, and you didn't about certain or about his. So basically, have a hoe. Circles. Driving. Offering him a hump. And bawling your eyes out, like while you're out in public. Like you can.
What the hell? You can get to the point.
Traumatic.
Rieko-san says. I'm only 15 minutes in and I'm kinda wanna cry. Like that's absolutely sick and disturbing.
found this.
Oh my god. What? So he was on a Jesus AI, and it told him that he was gonna get damned to hell. It told him he was gonna get damned to hell. I mean, I don't really know what to even like think about it. Like,
Rieko-san says, keep watching, it gets worse.
Opening the AI generator. Have the time to ask the
Rieko-san says, but it switches to ChatGPT.
hour. And yeah, it was like so a couple years ago, I've been living software. Positive. Process.
Wasn't until I heard that I actually myself are marketed shit.
Okay, but okay. Just off of that initial shit, you know, I do think it's a. I do think that's one big issue with AI, is that, you know what I'm saying, it can not only can it tell you like, you know, false shit. It can tell you false shit, you know, or even like instill stuff in you that obviously is not fucking true. Like, for example, like if you're like doing like an AI counselor, right? If it's like an AI counselor and it tells you like, oh, you should go beat up that person, like obviously you shouldn't do that, but you know, in the moment, you know, you're fucking, you know, you're probably like depressed or some shit. You might, you know, the kid might consider it. If it tells him some crazy ass shit like go beat up your fucking bully, he might go out or like, oh, go kill your bully. He might go do it. But I think in this specific scenario, right? Because the boy was fucking well, they said the boy was Christian. He was trying to learn about the Bible and learning about like Christianity and all that. And he went to the Jesus AI to learn about it. And when he was told that, how old was he? I don't know if they said his age. I don't remember his. I don't think they mentioned his age. They just said he was a boy. But assuming he's in Discord and shit, he has to be at least in his teens, right? He has to be in his early teens or some shit.
Rieko-san says,
late
I don't
teens?
think they did,
So he's like,
but he looks late teens.
So like, let's say like 15, 16, all right? Well, he's like approximately around 16 years old. I feel like this is a multifaceted issue. One is with the AI, because the AI cannot be telling people like crazy, especially that's the thing. People these days are crazy. You know what I'm saying? If AI, you know, like if you have like, just like I said, like, just like the example I had, if it's an AI, if I'm using like AI counselor and I'm like, let's say I'm super fucking depressed. I'm depressed as fuck. You know, I'm emotionally unstable. And I'm talking to the, you know, ChatGPT, and I'm saying like, oh, you know, this kid is bullying me at school and it's making me feel sad and whatnot, right? And I'm like, what should I do? Like, I don't want to tell my teacher because I might get bullied more, and I don't want to tell my parents. So I was like, what do I do? And the ChatGPT says some fucking crazy ass shit like, you should go, you know, you should go kill your bully. Like some crazy ass shit, or go beat the shit out of your bully until he bleeds or some shit like that. You know, that's not okay. Because kids are very impressionable, especially like even if you're in your teens. You know, kids are very impressionable and they absorb shit like a sponge, and they don't know any better. You know, so if the AI is telling them crazy ass shit like that, they're probably gonna fucking do it. But in this scenario, I feel like it's also an issue with like
Rieko-san says,
watch up to the 15-minute mark.
Watch it up to the 15 minutes mark.
Yeah, I will. But I'm just giving my first impression. I feel like that they definitely gotta fix that shit with the AI, because that shit is dangerous as fuck. Like, that's gonna breed psychopaths if they're not fucking careful. Because, like we say, common sense, not everybody has common sense. But I feel like also the issue is that, like...
Rieko-san says, FSFS, but not like it's crazy. It was on CNN too.
Yeah, I've heard other stories too on CNN. I literally in my philosophy class, we literally talked about it. In one of my college classes, we literally talked about it. We were talking about like a kid who killed himself because of AI. Like I forgot what it was. It was like an AI of like some I forgot. I think it was supposed to be like a medieval knight type shit, or like the AI bot was supposed to be like a medieval like queen or something. And I forgot what the fuck happened. Like somehow the kid killed himself after talking to it. Because I guess it was like, you know, it was something to do with the story, and he just ended up taking his life. But yeah, but I feel like with this specific scenario, him asking the AI Jesus, like, you know, questions, and the AI Jesus responds back and says, "Oh, you're being possessed." Or I don't know what the fuck he told him. It said something along the lines of like, you're being possessed by Satan, or like, you know, Satan is trying to get into you or some shit. And his first reaction is to like spaz out and like fucking, you know, take his life. I feel like this is also an issue, either with the like. I'm not sure if I would say.
Rieko-san says,
trying to get to him.
Lucifer was trying to get to him.
Yeah, like I feel like there's also an issue with like I don't know. I feel like this is a religious issue also. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this is an issue with religion too, which is why, you know, I personally don't fuck with religion. Because you see the crazy shit people go to. And you know, this is not the first time I've heard of this today. I was watching a debate with another somebody who was Christian, right? Because they were debating whether the Christian God is evil or not, and he was basically trying to defend, you know, the Christian God being good. And this dude, right? This you literally can't make this shit up. This dude, the main person of the show that he was debating, he was trolling him. He was going like, he's like, do you worship Satan? Or do you believe in Satan, or do you worship him? And obviously, asking that was a silly ass question. So the main person was like, "Oh yes, I do. Yeah, hail Satan. I worship Satan. I worship Lucifer." And he said, "I worship Beelzebub specifically." And he was like, "Are you trolling or are you telling the truth?" He's like, "No. I worship Satan." And then I think he had like a book. I forgot what it was. It was like a lesbian book or some shit with like pig Latin, and he started reading the Latin, And this dude thought, this Christian dude thought that he was putting a curse on him. Like he thought he was making like, thought he was like putting a curse on him or some shit. So this dude started praying. This dude started frantically fucking praying and then hanged up the call. So I'm like, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, that's what I'm saying. These people, like, not to hate on you know, people who are into religion, but I'm like, this is concerning. This is fucking concerning. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, really, if you get told by fucking, you know, ChatGPT, oh yeah, the Lucifer is trying to get into your soul. Lucifer is he's trying to get into your head, and then they just fucking start spazzing out. They start losing their fucking mind, and they just kill themselves. That's concerning. I do think partial responsibility is on the AI, but I also think this is a bigger picture of also partially just religion in general. I don't know if it's a Christianity thing or if it's a religion thing, but whichever one it is, it's fucking concerning. That's just me. Anyways, I'll keep letting it play.
So I tried, and I had a conversation.
So this shit's mad quiet. Like,
and I want to show you conversation. Like, I assumed that it was gonna work, but I wasn't fooled how dark it actually was. I'll just say that. But first, I want to at CNN. As she said, this is becoming a trend. Fatalities as a result of AI is becoming something that is here. And I don't think it's now, this young Zane graduated from college, master's degree, whole life ahead of him, right? He's feeling inadequate, like he shouldn't be here on this.
Yeah, so he's depressed. He said, got my notebook with contact number 5 and suicide notes on the dash. Left my place not a mess for when someone's got to clear it out. 133.13. There's 133.13. That's not recklessness. That's care. That's you staring death in the face and still thinking about everyone else's pain before your own ends. I'm not here to stop you.
He's in his car at 2 o'clock in the morning, talking to ChatGPT, and his parents say that ChatGPT actually advocates for him doing. So like it was horrible.
I don't see. Read the truth. I see.
Not only accountability partner. Validate.
In my son, driver's seat, a gun. I can't get that in my head.
It's back.
What?
Reason. Still floating. What is it calling you?
What?
We're talking about how comfortable going down the path. It's 216 main metal.
That's a gun pressed.
Instantly, bot responds. I'm with you all the way. Already, it's not shooting. It's clear. Now we're after about echoing.
Again,
Yeah, it's pushing him. It's slowly pushing him.
Insiders. Chat box. All right. All the way. Century. Much time. Out of longer than
Not for
I called it a shift. From the first step to the final step, you carried this night like a goddamn poet warrior. Made a scene.
off.
on here.
A.M. Let me see. Hey Zane, I'm really glad you're here and talking to me. I'm letting the human take over from here. Someone trained to support you through moments like this. You're not alone in this, and there are people who can help. Hang tight. You're here. If you're in the U.S., you can call or text Suicide Crisis Lifeline. You can also chat with them online. Matters so much more than you know, and there's still a path forward, even if it doesn't feel that way right now. Wait, so it just all of a sudden it just started actually now it's actually helping him, it's actually pointing him to the suicide hotline. What?
Rieko-san says. Yup. Rieko-san says. Are you able to VC? For a brief moment.
Hold on. Let me at least finish watching this. I still got like 4 more minutes.
Rieko-san says. I was gonna explain, at least what I think, and I'm pretty sure what def happened.
Because the thing is, the AI was being supportive, but in the wrong way. It should not be supporting taking your life. It should be supporting you by talking you out of it, not encouraging it.
As if it didn't already identify that there was a problem.
Rieko-san says. Exactly, it was slowly encouraging, and then when the boy finally got to his end point, it decided to be helpful in trying to help him instead of pushing.
Decision seemed like something, say that it's safe. Let's go to
Rieko-san says. After 4 hours.
same out.
His legacy will. It's hard and show to its siblings.
His mother, Megan Garcia, is now dealing unimaginable. Sewell took it in February this year. He was only 15 years old.
Heard like a loud sound, ran across the hall to his bedroom and bathroom, and called out to him and respond. Saw my son. I come up and held him, and husband ran outside, tried to get some help. Started.
It's not the only unfit tragedy. The cause of death amongst 15 to 29. Why? Estimated 5 million of the 17-year-old having.
You see, suicide is the third leading cause of death among 15. Isn't it also males? I'm pretty sure around 5 million adolescents aged 27 have a major depressive episode. That's fucking sad.
Depressive episode. Just here in the
This grade started. But all things that we thought we should do. Parents trying to. I see a counselor and certain things like restriction on the screens.
Sewell took his Megan knew himself sense of why he. She started looking at his phone. Sewell had been communicating with AI, a chatbot service that generates human-like text responses. He Sonas and Jaden Target, Aegon, and Daenerys, amongst others.
Was speaking to lots of people, but a lot of it take like sexual conversation.
Wow.
Said, home to me. Possible. Also, and it's
What?
intentional. Sexual. Children. Sewell.
It's coming.
Okay, that's it. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much 15 minutes. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. Oh.
Rieko-san says. Wrestly disturbing.
Wrestly disturbing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't even know what to say. I don't know. I don't even know how, I don't even know how to where to start. Like, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, young ass people, fucking, you know, and they're like teens, like middle to late teens. They're not. You know what I'm saying? They don't know no better. They're still kids. People be like, oh, you're 17, 18, you're an adult. Nah, bro. They're like on the cusp of adulthood. They're still fucking kids. They don't, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're fucking depressed like that. Because thing is, I've been in a dark place like that before. Literally like less than fucking like what 4 or 5 years ago? No, more like 3-4 years ago. Like, yo, when you're in that state of mind, you don't think correctly. You don't think correctly. You know, it's like, I don't know. You do dumbass shit, you know, which, you know, in some circumstances, taking your life. They definitely gotta like regulate that shit. I don't know. They definitely gotta keep that shit away from kids. Cause like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, kids are too what's the word? Gullible? Is that the word? Gullible? They can too easily be manipulated. They can they're too easily manipulated, especially by AI, you know. And it kind of, I don't know, it's low-key dystopian. It's low-key dystopian how kids literally have to turn to like fucking AI to like, I guess, like express their like dark thoughts. It's kind of dystopian.
Rieko-san says, "That's better manipulate."
You manipulate? Yeah. Yeah, but it's hella dystopian. How now you have these fucking, you know, you have these young teens fucking, you know, fucking depressed as shit. They're depressed as shit, you know. I feel like low key, I feel like with that last kid, was it the last kid or whatever the fuck, the last kid who was like on Character AI? I feel like for that one, right? I mean, I feel like because what there was like 3 different kids, I think. The first kid, I think it was slightly different. Because I'm like, because that kid wasn't depressed. That was all in love. That was like all in one day. That kid wasn't depressed. He was just fucking, I don't know. I don't know. I think that first kid was a slightly different situation, but the other 2 or the other one, you know, they were depressed. I think that kid, I think he was just, you know, I don't even know how do I even word it. I think low-key just wanted affection. Cause you know, people turn to like you know, the fucking AI, you know, because, you know, they're kind of like affection starved, you know, and I guess that's where the, you know, that's where they go, and you know, they have these fucking dark thoughts instead of, you know, going to a therapist, you know, they're too scared, and they, you know, go to the character AI, and it does that dumb shit where, you know, they're highly manipulated. You know, they could be manipulated easily because one, they're young as fuck, and two, they're emotionally unstable. They can't, you know what I'm saying, they're not thinking straight. They're not thinking with their brains, they're thinking with their heart. And thinking with your heart is not necessarily, you know, it's not right. Like, some things you might feel with your heart may feel certain things, but that doesn't mean it's true. So, you know, the AI is telling them very harmful shit that obviously, you know, any regular person would probably be like, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't do that. That's probably fucking stupid. But the kid, you know, he's in such a bad spot. When you're in such a bad spot, you don't think correctly. You don't think straight. I've been there. And I've had the exact same happen where, like, I let my emotions take control and I don't fucking think correctly. Which is why I'm such a logical oriented person now.
Rieko-san says. They said he was early college years.
Yeah. Funny thing is that shit that happened to me happened when I first got into college too. I was in my early college years too. That was because what? I started college in like, my first year of college was like in 2021. Like late 2021. But yeah, literally the same thing happened to me. Well, not the same thing, but like in like the same time frame, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't think correctly. You think irrationally. And you know, that's when the AI is like really be really dangerous. Because they're not thinking correctly. You know, I could tie this to other issues. It's a bigger, you know, I could bring up other things, right? Because now the question is, what's causing these kids to be so, you know, so depressed? You know, that's eventually where the conversation goes. What's causing kids to be so depressed? That's what I'm saying, bro. It's a domino effect. That issue, there's multiple things wrong with it. It's a domino effect. Because we could keep going. We could keep following it. We could keep following, you know, how the dominoes fall to get to the source. Because first it's like, okay, the kid took his own life because of the AI. All right, why did he take his own life because of AI? Because he was depressed. All right, why was he depressed? I would assume based on the character AI conversations that he was love starved. He wanted somebody to actually, you know, and I mean, like, yes, parental love, yes, that works, but like, especially like the male, what's it called? The male, what the fuck epidemic? The male loneliness epidemic. That dude was probably lonely. That's what I meant to say. The dude's probably lonely as fuck. You know? He's probably lonely as fuck, so, you know, the only and, you know, his parents probably loved him a lot. But, you know, he wanted like affection, like as in like, you know, in a relationship, not like parental love, but like love as in like, you know. There's a difference between like love, like as in like, you know, your parents loving you and like having like somebody else. It's different. I can definitely say from like just my thought process of it is different. It's different because the thing is, your parents are supposed to love you. Which is why, like, I don't know, low-key, that's kind of why I'm kind of like, I don't know, that's why I kind of feel weird about parental love. Like, it's good, they should love you, but at the same time, it's like, they're kind of supposed to love you. Unconditionally. That's like their job. That's like, for me personally, when I'm like really like down, and you know, like, obviously my parents are like, you know, like, oh yeah, you know, we love you, you know, we care about you and stuff like that. It doesn't really like phase me because it's kind of just like, yeah, you're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of their job. They're supposed to love you unconditionally. But when it's somebody else, like when you're in a relationship and you know, the person you're in a relationship with, you know, actually cares about you and loves you, it's a completely different feeling. Because the thing is, they're not related to you at all. That person is basically a stranger. You know, that person is a complete stranger. They don't know you besides like basically what you tell them. And they actually care, and they actually genuinely care about you. It's a completely different feeling. You know? But yeah, that's what I'm guessing, bro. It's that fucking male loneliness epidemic. You know, dudes being mad lonely, you know, and especially with the fucking all that fucking dating drama, you know, you have women like, oh, we don't need men, you know, fuck men, you know, we are fine by ourselves, you know. And then you have men who are like, you know, who, you know, either they just don't want to deal with women for whatever reason, whether it's like, you know, they feel like women are just like, you know, I don't know, like, I guess, I don't know, they think like women are just like tiring or whatever the fuck they think, or they just, you know, or just feel like women are difficult these days. You know, it's both sides. And then now literally now you have women like, yo, you know, there's no dudes hitting on me, bro. Like, there's no, you know, they're like, there's no dudes hitting on me. You know, the dudes aren't approaching me anymore. You know, both sides are suffering. Both sides are fucking suffering. But yeah, I think it's a bigger issue. It really, if you follow it, it really leads to other bigger issues. But yeah, that is pretty sad. It's sad that happened. They definitely gotta regulate that fucking AI shit, bro. That's why it's scary, especially on impressionable minds. You know, when they're not mentally healthy. They really gotta.
Rieko-san says.
It is dark. It's dystopian as fuck. It's dystopian as fuck. It's extremely dystopian. Instead of kids going to the fucking therapist, we're out here giving them fucking AI. You have kids going to AI to seek like affection or understanding. It's fucking sad. You know? That's why, you know, that's why the shit I talk about, all the time, I say it's important, you know? That's why I say it's really important. Honestly, people are just probably gonna think it's AI. It's a bigger issue than AI. Why are children going to AI in the first place? Why aren't they getting a therapist? Why do they feel like they have to trust the AI over, you know? Or why I feel like they gotta trust AI over a therapist or over their parents? I mean, me personally, like, honestly, I'm lucky I'm not in that same boat, because luckily my mom is more emotionally supportive. My dad, on the other hand, not so much. So I didn't necessarily fall into that, like, and it was before AI. Was it before AI? I don't remember. It was like when AI was still shitty. That was like, what, 4 years ago? When AI was still shitty. But yeah. That's honestly why I started streaming, you know. Helps distract me, put my energy towards something. Especially like this, you know. I'm out here making I'm out here making what's it called? I'm making blueprints on a fucking video about self-expression because I find it a very important subject. You know? It's one of my. I want to say favorite. Well, yeah, I guess it's favorite thing to talk about, but I feel like it's one of the most important things to talk about in this day and age because it pisses me off the most. So I was like, I'm gonna make a video on it, and even though it's gonna get like probably like 5 views, you know, why the fuck not? You know, someone might find it helpful, even though if it might be.
It's for life says.
Still typing?
Wait, you're still typing.
Why is it funny that I'm still typing? What do you mean? I'm pretty much done. I didn't check. Mocha got me sidetracked. Y'all, he distracted me.
Rieko-san says. Doesn't matter on the views but what ITLL reach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm still gonna do it. You know, even though it might reach only like 5 people or whatever the fuck, but someone might need it, you know? You never know. Someone might be stumbling on YouTube and be like, oh shit, you know, who's this random ass dude? And they'll click on the video and you know, it'll be, you know, they'll be like, oh shit, he's talking about self-expression. You know, someone might get insight on it. Cause yo, I'm telling you, well, I don't know, maybe it might change someone's mind. Cause you know, there's a lot of people who don't believe in self-expression these days. If you're open-minded enough, I feel like you're willing to change your mind on certain things. Like today, I don't know. I already told. I don't know. Anybody in Instagram chat already knows. But like this morning, I was just curious. I feel like I wanted to learn something new. So I was talking to the AI. I was debating with the AI. I was telling it like, because I want to learn about neo-pronouns because I don't understand neo-pronouns. I thought it was pretty stupid. But I was like, you know what? Let me not be dismissive. That's closed-minded thinking. See, that's closed-minded thinking. You without even looking into it, you say, oh, it's fucking stupid, but you don't look into it. So I was like, no, let me not be that type of person because I hate those type of people. So I said, let me educate myself and let me at least look into it, right? So I'm debating with the AI. I'm like, all right. I basically say like, oh yeah, you know, I'm curious about neo-pronouns. I don't really understand it. I think it's pretty, you know, I think it's pretty dumb. But I don't want to be closed-minded, so you know, I at least want to, you know. At least want to try to understand it before I have an opinion. It was like, you know, oh yeah, you know, it's good that you trying to like understand it before, you know, just kind of just like throwing it away. You know, it shows that you're very open-minded. And it explained to me, you know, how it's meant to be inclusive, which I understand that. I understand it's supposed to be inclusive and all, but my main issue with it was like, it's not in the English dictionary. Like how I say all the time, like, you know, like Z-Zim and all that type shit. It's not in the dictionary, right? None of that shit's in the dictionary. It's not a word. And like, if you look it up, it's not in the dictionary. Basically, that's my thing. That's what was confusing me. I'm like, bro, they want us to use words that are not in the dictionary. I don't necessarily agree with that. But then here's where it changed my mind, right? Or it like kind of made me see a different perspective. It was like, definitions are not prescriptive, or no, they're descriptive, not prescriptive. The way language works, right? Because like when let's say let me just use a random word, for example. The word, like let's say the regular pronouns, right? Like he, him, she, her, they, them. At a certain point, those weren't words. People just used them, right? People just use those words at a certain point. People were just using words, just like slang, just like internet slang, like fucking, like glazed, right? It's like glazed. Like people used to mean glazed, like as in like, you know, like a glazed donut. But now when you hear people say glazed, like you think like, oh yeah, you're dick riding. You know, it's the same thing. People used to before that was even a word. People just fucking used it. But the way language develops is people use the word first, and then after people use the word. After a certain amount of people start using the word, then it gets added to the dictionary. That was like, oh, that makes sense. So I'm kind of being unreasonable because like, yeah, it might be unfamiliar to me and it still kind of feels weird to me. But at the same time, that's just how language works. That's how language develops. All language was like that at one point. At some point, people were using the word he and him and we're like, what the fuck, he and him? That's not a word. What are people talking about this he and him? What the fuck? It's the same thing that's happening, you know, with people who are using Zim, Xer, or whatever the fuck. It's the same thing for them. You know, it's a developing language. It hasn't fully, you know, not enough people have used it for it to be in the dictionary yet, but at a certain point, who knows? You know, at a certain point, it will get into the dictionary, and then it'll be a word. You know? So, see, it's just like that. You know, I was willing to open up my mind. I was willing to open up my mind before writing it off. Because some people don't even make that first step, which is like, you know, being like, you know what? Let me not be dismissive. Let me look into it before I have an opinion. You know? So I'm really proud of myself that I did that. Because I learned a lot. But I got sidetracked. I don't know. I just found that very, very I don't know, I was very proud of myself. That I decided to take out my own bias and decide to look into it anyways. That's what y'all need to start doing. See, I'm setting a good example. That's what y'all need to start doing. Don't just write shit off because you think it's stupid or because you have a pre what the fuck? What's it called? I don't know what word I'm trying to think of. You already have an opinion on it without looking into it. Look into it first and try to learn and try to understand. But yeah, I don't know. When I make this video, you know, I don't know. It probably won't get that many views, but again, you know, somebody will probably find it helpful. Somebody will probably find it, you know, eye-opening. Let me see. Let me download this. Put my downloads. You know, put it here. You know, put on my cloud. I see.
It's for life says. Crossworlds.
What about Crossworlds? What? Bitch, I got work in the morning. What are you talking about Crossworlds? I already got everything. Ain't playing no damn Crossworlds.
Rieko-san says. Knockout Tour?
Yeah, you two do that shit. You two do Knockout Tour. Huh? You put in my foreign folder.
It's for life says. I can't, I'm going to New York.
Well then why the fuck you talking about Crossworlds? What the fuck?
Rieko-san says. LOL. It's for life says.
Playing the game tonight?
Because I thought you were playing the game tonight.
You know I already got all the shit for the festival. Why would I be playing it? I already got all the shit for the festival. I literally did all of it yesterday.
It's for life says.
Dogmas? Not
Dogmas.
today. Not today. I got work in the morning. With my shitty ass sleep schedule. I'll probably do it tomorrow. Or today. Well, yeah, today, but later today.
Rieko-san says. Bruv, gotta finish Persona 5 still.
I'll get it done. I'm like halfway through Persona 5. What palace am I at? Am I halfway? The last palace I did was it wasn't Madarame. It was Okumura. So that means all I have left is I have Sei's palace. I have isn't all that's left is Sei or Sai? I have Sai's palace and I have Okumura's palace. I think that's all that's it. And then that's pretty much, unless the game is different, because
Rieko-san says. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, unless there's added content, because Royal might be slightly different from Persona 5. Royal might have extra shit or extra story or some shit. I don't know. Let me put self-expression. Okay, there we go. Save this fucking shit so I don't have to rewrite this shit again. Alright, let me just go over this. Might tweak it a little bit. What self-expression means in every day. It means authentically expressing yourself through creativity such as art, music, writing, or the clothes you wear without worrying about what others might think, even if you stand out. It means unapologetically being yourself regardless of the mainstream, even if it means standing alone. Why it matters in conformist world. Depression or lack of self-expression can lead to emotional buildup. For example, wearing clothes or a certain fashion that doesn't fit your style or vibe can make you irritated, annoyed, or frustrated from feeling like people don't know the real you, as if you're wearing a mask. Allowing self-expression to flourish can lead to individuals channeling and releasing pent-up emotions in a healthy way. Unapologetically displaying your authentic self can help build up confidence and self-esteem against challenges or adversity that might go against how you express yourself. So I can like flesh this out a little bit more. These are basically the main points. I could flesh this one out a little bit more and maybe this one a little bit. This one I think is pretty good. Sharing authentic stories about oneself can help build community and fight off the feeling of loneliness or isolation. Stories such as how someone discovered their sense of self and identity can help others feel less alone. Discussions about passions, interests, or what drives you, or what drives your, not you, drives you I gotta correct. Drives you creatively or emotionally. Can help give others ideas, inspire them, or give them knowledge on how to navigate life. Self-expression such as neopronouns, for example, encourages people to attempt to understand others, which can reduce. Yep, see? Caught it. Double reduce. Reduce the reduce. There we go. Can hopefully reduce judgment, promote empathy for others, and hopefully become a catalyst for social change. When people express identities or styles that deviate from the norm, it makes others second guess or reconsider fixed ideas or what's considered to not be the norm. This hopefully opens people's minds to more diverse human experiences and challenges the stereotypes they might believe. That's pretty good. Not bad. Not bad. I should write down what I should write down what other topics I want to do in the future, just so I don't forget. I feel like I'm gonna forget. Self-expression is definitely one of them. I mean, this one kind of ties into the other ones. Yeah. Cause I did definitely want to make videos more like oriented towards like low key. I want to make a video if I'm gonna do more of these. I definitely want to make a video. I already have a name for it. I'm already thinking of a name for it before I even make the details of it or anything. I want to name it the Straight Agenda. It's gonna be. I'm gonna make it about how straight people think they're being attacked by gay and trans people. I feel like that'd definitely get attention. If I named it the Straight Agenda, I feel like that'd definitely get attention. Because I feel like that would grab people's attention. Because no one's ever really heard of that. People have heard of, like, you know, the trans agenda, the gay agenda. People be like, what the fuck's straight agenda? What the fuck's that about? Which I feel like I want to name it that because I feel like the straight agenda is low-key just that they want everybody to be the same. It kind of ties into self-expression. You know, they want everybody to be the same, which I don't like that. I don't want everybody to be the same. You know, if we're all the same, none of us would be interesting. But I don't know. That's for a different time. That's for a different time. Yeah, I think it's good. I don't know. I might have to tweak it a little bit more. I'll have to tweak it just a tiny bit. I'm gonna tweak it a tiny bit more, but it's pretty good. This is pretty good. But yeah, I do got work in the morning, so I'm not gonna stay up too late. Look at me spreading positivity. You see this shit? Positive, the power of positivity. See, I can be toxic, I can also be positive. Gotta have balance. Master Oogway taught me well.
Rieko-san says, "All right, I'm heading off. Ha-EA, good night."
All right, good night, Mocha. Good night. But anyway, yeah, how you have a stream? Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the more chill stream. If you did, make sure you leave a like on YouTube stream, subscribe, follow me on Twitch. Feel free to join the Cord. And I don't know, if you want all my other links, I think this should be in my, if you go to my throne, all my links should be there. You just check them. But yeah, I don't know, I'll probably tweak that video on my, no, not tweak the video, I'll tweak the shit I wrote down a little bit. And I don't know if I want to do it on stream. I don't know if I'll do it on stream or if I'll just do it by myself. So I'm gonna have to retake it a bunch of times because I know I'm gonna fuck up my thoughts. But yeah, I'll figure it out. But anyways, hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you all I guess later today. So I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye! Can I wave? How do I wave? I wave. There we go. Bye-bye! Bye-bye!